Okay, we're on the air. Good morning, everybody. How'd you get up so early? I'm Butch Hancock, and this is Jimmie Gilmore. And we're so glad to be right back here at the Mucky Duck. Thanks, Rusty. Everybody else. And we've got the internet happening. What do they call it? Is it a podcast? It's not exactly a what? Thank you. She said it's live streaming. So there. So here we go. Well, hello, stranger.
Put your loving hand in mine.
Hello, stranger.
Put your loving hand in mine.
You are a stranger. But you're a pal of mine. Weeping like a willow.
Mourning like a dove.
Weeping like a willow.
I've been mourning like a dove.
There's a gal up the country that I really love. Well, get up around her.
Let a working man lay down.
Get up around her.
Let a working man lay down.
You are around her. But you're all out and down. Every time I ride
that 64th Street car.
Every time I ride
that 64th Street car.
You can see my baby just a peeking through the bar. I see you
when your troubles are like mine.
I see you
when your troubles are like mine.
Honey, I see you when you haven't got a dime. Well, she bowed her head.
She waved both hands at me.
She bowed her head.
She waved both hands at me.
I'm prison bound and longing to be free. Well, hello, stranger.
Put your loving hand in mine.
Hello, stranger.
Put your loving hand in mine.
You are a stranger. But you're a pal of mine. Weeping like a willow.
Mourning like a dove.
Weeping like a willow.
Been mourning like a dove.
There's a gal up the country that I really love. Here we go. Wow, thank y'all so much. Huh? You need to use the tuner? Okay. Well, you know, Jimmie and I were talking about what in the world we're going to sing today. And we thought, well, we'll start with some of the old ones and work our way to some of them that are the newer, older ones, you know. So it'll be somewhat chronological order, but since we don't believe time even exists, chronology is going to be difficult for us. Understand that. But it reminds me of that. You, yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jimmie Dale Gilmore. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Hey. Yeah, man.
My friend in Colorado just texted me a little bit ago. He said, no, he's not in Colorado. He's in Austin. He said, it's 77, isn't it? I think you caught me. And I said, yeah, that's right. But to the general public, I say I'm 100.
And I tell Jimmie he finally got older than me again. We go for about 10 months of the year being the same age, in years anyway. And
I knew that was off.
And I got to tell you about Guy Clark another time. Jimmie and I were about to go on stage at the South by Southwest show there in Austin, and Guy had just come off the stage. And so literally on our way, stepping up onto the stage, Guy went up and kind of, like that with all the pegs, for Jimmie. And so, yeah, he thought he was just goofing. We got up there, the first chord, it went something like, it was, he had,
and we really did it.
And we looked out in the hallway, and Guy was out there just laughing his ass off at us, man. Key of B. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay, let's see. That'll trick you. Key of B dog. That's way up there. Okay, that's hard. I can get it for some of those things.
We want to thank Janet for helping us make the set list. Even, and so far we have stayed with it. Tonight, I think I'm gonna go downtown. Tonight, I think I'm gonna look around for something couldn't see when this world was more real to me. At a night, I think I'm gonna go downtown. My love is gone away. My love, what can I say? My love, never see this world's just not real to me. And tonight, I think I'm gonna go downtown. I told my love 1,000 times that I can't say what's on my mind, but she never sees this world's just not real to me. And tonight, think I'm gonna go downtown. Tonight, I think I'm gonna go downtown. Tonight, I think I'm gonna look around for something I couldn't see when this world was more real to me.
tonight. Think I'm gonna go downtown. Tonight, I think I'm gonna go downtown. Tonight, I think I'm gonna look around for something I couldn't see when this world was more real to me. Yeah, tonight, I think I'm gonna go downtown. Tonight, I think I'm gonna go downtown.
We had a little plan. We'll do a song together, and then one that features one of us, and then one that features the other one of us, and then together, and then the other one of us.
Jimmie and I discussed this a little while ago, and we just discovered before we walked up here that there's no such thing as one thing. Basically, I mean, that's kind of paraphrasing it, but it means, I mean, it's like one's going to be one, and then if you got two of them, the other has to be called the other. But, you know, if they take away the one, the other, you can't call the other one. Suddenly it's the one, right? And the fact is,
Yeah, which one's the other?
Neither one of them are both.
Because there's not either one of them. Because
There's no.
neither one of them is the other one, so they can't be both.
Now, this makes perfect sense to me and Jimmie. And because we've been talking like this for years. Yeah, man. Woo. Yeah.
What key are we?
Now all the street lights on Main Street know my shadow, and the stars up in the sky know all of my wishes, and the sidewalk on your street knows my footsteps, and the stars keep telling me I'm repetition. I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you more than you'd ever do for yourself. So you leave it to somebody else to keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. It's more than you'd ever do in a pinch, and you know, honey, it's a cinch. I'll keep wishing for you. Oh, yeah. Now the boys down at the pool hall have got my number, and some gal up in some hotel got my shoe. Oh, but I still got my last bottom dollar. Lucky me, I never lost more than I could lose. Oh yeah, I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. It's more than you'd ever do all alone. And if you can't wish on your own, I'll keep wishing wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. It's more than you'd ever do for yourself. So you leave it to somebody else to keep wishing for you. Now all the dogs down at the dump yard can hear me whistle when I walk through my hometown wild as a stranger. But the kiss of love is hotter than a pistol. Yeah, and I think it's safe to say I love the danger. I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. It's more than you'd ever do all alone. And if you can't wish on your own, I'll keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. It's more than you'd ever do in the wind, and when the wind don't blow, even then I'll keep wishing for you. Oh, I keep wishing for you. I keep wishing for you. It's more than you'd ever do. I keep wishing for you.
I usually say this later in the set, but that was one of my best songs. It's just that Butch wrote it. Usually I say that when I do it. But
There's some of the songs that I've written that I dreamed them, no kidding, and in about half of those or more, Jimmie was singing it in the dream. It gets pretty strange. In one of them, he was actually on a tape recorder, and I woke up before the song finished, and I went, oh no, I got to get back in there and get that. I got back in there, and it had already wound the tape out. You know, it was an old reel-to-reel tape recorder. So somebody that was running the technician in the dream had to rethread the tape and kind of help it rewind. The motor was old and worn out, and then they played it back, and I got the song out. But it's not going to be this next song. It's not going to be. Yeah. What is it?
I was hoping this tenor worked for the sound check, but it didn't work for the gig. Still not working. I don't know what happened. Oh well.
Is that the one I stepped on? Looks like it.
Maybe. So I just noticed an interesting thing. We got these lists we have up here. They're different from each other. So I'm going to go by this one because I figure you're going by this one because you can't see this other one, right?
Yeah. We'll work it out.
I remember. That's the wrong key for sure. That is the wrong key. I'm sure that's.
D-Dog, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you though, really, sadly enough, it was worse back in the days that we really were the Flatlanders. We never made a set list, and at least half of the time on stage was trying to figure out what the next song was going to be. Now we spend more time, just, we know what the next song's going to be. We're just confused about everything else in the whole universe. Okay. I remember you telling me, don't clutch a rose, don't mourn the sunset. And I suppose if I hear the river moaning, it's just the way I'm feeling. The river's not complaining. Oh no, oh no, no, no. And the very next day, we woke before the dawn. We found our way by the rambling river, and we had no dream. We just lived one. I, the keeper of the mountain, and you, the morning flower. There was no reason to go, and I never claimed to know. And these ain't teardrops.
These ain't tears.
That ain't the river.
Ain't the river.
Just a moaning.
Just a
The river's not complaining. Oh no, oh no, no, no. When I spoke big words, you just let them fly away. Blue paper birds on a summer day. And I took you by the hand and knew that you would understand. I, the keeper of the mountain, and you, the morning flower. There was no reason to go, and I never claimed to know. And these ain't teardrops.
These ain't tears.
That ain't the river.
Ain't the river.
Just a moan.
Just a
The river's not complaining. Oh no, oh no, no, no.
We did this in E, I think, didn't we? Windmills.
This is another one of my best songs that Butch wrote.
For those of you who might be familiar with the area around Lubbock, Texas, anybody here? No? Okay. Why? Yeah. Okay. Well, I used to drive tractors for my dad, and one time we were driving back to Lubbock from Crosbyton, I think, and the sun was setting, and there were no clouds in the sky, so the whole sky turned from cobalt blue down to bright orange. You know, it was really beautiful. And going into Lubbock, I saw some big windmills, you know, beside the road, and everything else that you can see out there, which you can see for miles away because it's so flat. And so I wound up writing this song. It's called You've Never Seen Me Cry. The windmills and the water tanks all stand on solid ground. The country mailman mutters as he motors into town. The sunlight came and the sunlight went, the stars came out to see. The way I laughed and the way I cried at the way you treated me. Well, the ocean, babe, it's watered down, but these plains are high and dry. And though you've seen your share of dreams, you've never seen me cry. The windshield and the radio play sadly through the night, and a crazy blazing falling star just passed me on the right. The tail lights down the highway fade low and out of sight, and that farmer's dog can only bark, but this cold north wind can bite. The ocean, babe, it's watered down, but these plains are high and dry. And though you've seen your share of dreams, you've never seen me cry. Well, the wind breaks and the watersheds, they're growing old this year. And the moon breaks in a brand new song as I break in a tear. Well, I've heard that all good things must end. They say what's done is done. And I guess I should be flying, 'cause it's a killing me to run. Thank you, thank you. That was one of my tractor driving songs. Anybody here? We got any tractor drivers out here? Anybody? Any ex-tractor drivers? One. We got one. Now, that's what's happening to America right now. Man, yeah. Hang in there. Go drive a tractor, man. And those of you who haven't learned how to drive a tractor, go buy one, borrow one, or it's really more fun stealing them. They move so slow, you know you're not going to get away, but, you know. Yeah. So anyway, there you are.
I'm going to do this in D. D-Dog, what is this? I think. I'm going by that list. I put the wrong list down. That's what was wrong. Janet brought us the right list. I just looked at the wrong one. See, they're different.
One of these or both of them are the wrong ones.
And we do not know if that's the other one or if that's the other one. We'll never know. There's never going to be any way to know. Anytime there's both of anything, you just don't know which one is the other one.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that.
It would be fun. Okay. We're hoping that I actually remember this song. Well, it might take a lifetime, darling, or it might take a day. But when our crossroads come together, the stars will shine and the band will play. When I cross your lifeline, darling, we'll sing a happy tune. The river will roll and turn to gold in the shadow of the moon. Well, no man alive can ever survive the fortunes of the night, unless his heart has crossed that river that separates the dark and the light. There ain't no use in reminding
singing them, darling. Some folks just can't hear. But one day the faces and the forms of the fools will fade and disappear. And it might take a lifetime, darling, or it might take a day. But when our crossroads come together, the stars will shine and the band will play. When I cross your lifeline, darling, we'll sing a happy tune. The river will roll and turn to gold in the shadow of the moon. Sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's muddy, and sometimes the river is dry, and sometimes the dirty dust clouds roll and they cover up a clear blue sky. But there ain't no use in rain making, darling, on a sunny afternoon. It's better just to rest and to look for the best in the shadow of the moon. And it might take a lifetime, darling, or it might take a day. But when our crossroads come together, the stars will shine and the band will play. When I cross your lifeline, darling, we'll sing a happy tune. The river will roll and turn to gold in the shadow of the moon. The river will roll and turn to gold in the shadow of the moon. That's a Butch Hancock song. No, I did not write it. Butch wrote it. I would have. I meant to. In fact, I've often said Butch completely screwed up my whole writing career because I spent all my time learning his songs because they were better than mine. So I didn't write more.
I know the feeling. Yeah, I had the same. Yeah,
he doesn't seem to feel guilty about that. Anyway, I don't guess he should, but he ought to. Seems like.
Here's a song of semi-historical significance. We'll see if you can figure it out. Well, I thought I had a fix on religion until I found this trail of truth hanging like a dangling diamond down deep in my heart. I could hear Mama holler from the kitchen, get up and wash your face and go to school. You might make something of yourself someday if you ever find a place to start. But I was born on the side of a mountain that has no bottom and it has no top. I have no way to think about starting and I have nowhere to stop. I was born in the middle of a rolling river and I came from the clouds beyond. I'm headed for the ocean and I know I'm never gonna be anywhere but gone. Time flies by beyond the blue. Where am I? Where are you? Well, I came home bloody from a schoolyard fight and I didn't even know who with. It's true, I had not a clue what the fight was for. What I remember was it was my first fight, and it was her fourth or fifth. In the jaws of the laws of cause and effect, you gotta give it all you got, and then some more. I was born in the middle of an endless battle. Every day these fights erupt. Why, oh why, when the enemy's gone, must you go and make another one of? I was born in the middle of a no man's land, pumping blood and breathing air, dreaming my name was flying high, thinking I was going somewhere. Birth and death, old age and youth, what is time, what is truth? From our very own hearts we keep our distance, and we send somebody to fight. We pay some others to pass some laws, like they can tell wrong from right. But when you shore one up and undermine another, it'll all come tumbling down. It'll even do the same if you leave it alone. The mind is at the heart of the battleground. I was born in the heart of a wilderness, full of travelers looking for light. Some never listen and some stop looking when the first star shines at night. I was born in the center of a circle of friends, too big to be too small, surrounded by a low horizon, nothing more, nothing less than a prison wall. Time flies by beyond the blue. Who am I? Who are you? Yeah, I thought I had a fix on religion until I found this trail of truth, hanging like a dangling diamond down deep in my heart. Yeah, dangling diamond. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, here's a request list.
No.
Oh, wow.
Here, this is a good.
Oh, wow. We have a list of
we have a
people
really good
listening from
announcement
around the
here.
world. Holy mackerel.
Okay, we have folks listening from around the world: Melbourne, Australia, Sydney, Australia, Manchester, UK, New Jersey, US. I didn't say that on here. Thailand, Mason, Texas, Northampton, Mass, Spokane, Washington, Port Angeles, Washington, Honolulu, Yukon, Canada, Fort Worth, Texas. Well,
What a planet. What a
and not to
planet.
mention that some very wonderful friends of ours flew in from New Zealand to be here tonight. Well, they flew in. They're from New Zealand. They flew in
Michael
from
and Felicity.
London.
So glad you're here.
Thank you, guys. So, just a couple of times we took South by Southwest so seriously that we went to New Zealand. They brought us there, and we were very grateful forever. We want to go back. We wanted to stay there. We narrowly missed getting locked in there by the pandemic.
Man,
were
we
so
just stayed
disappointed.
about another 3 or 4 days.
2
But we
years
didn't.
ago. That's where we were just before everything plummeted. You know, by the way, the first gig that Butch and I played after 2 years was right here, right in this spot. So, and now this is my second one. I think Butch has played a few. Actually, I played 1 or 2 gigs. I forgot what they're like.
Well, I think live gigs are the best. So thank y'all for being here tonight. This is, appreciate it so much. Well, if you were a bluebird you'd be a sad one. I'd give you a true word, but you already had one. If you were a bluebird, you'd be crying, you'd be flying home.
If you were a raindrop, you'd shine like a rainbow. If you were a train stop, the conductor would sing low. If you were a raindrop, you'd be falling, you'd be calling home. You were a hotel, you'd be a grand one. But if you had a slow spell, do you think you could stand one? If you were a hotel, I would lean on your doorbell and I'd call you my home.
And if I was a highway, I'd stretch alongside you. I'd help you pass by ways that have dissatisfied you. If I was a highway, I'd be stretching, I'd be fetching you home.
You'd be a sad one. I'd give you a true word, but you've already had one. If you were a bluebird, you'd be crying, you'd be flying home.
Well, probably it's about the same time that I wrote that song. You wrote this one. You might have written this one before I wrote mine, but we got, as Jimmie mentioned earlier, we got mixed up about time a long time ago. I mean, as far as we know, it was a long time ago. Here we go.
We started reading books about relativity and that stuff, and so long ago that you would think we understood it by now. But you know, I read a thing where this reporter went actually on a cruise with Albert Einstein and talked with him day and night about it, and he said after 2 weeks he became convinced that Albert Einstein actually understood the theory of relativity. But he didn't.
I thought you were going to say that by the time they got back from the cruise, that they were like 100 years older than when they left.
They weren't going that fast, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, they might have been. There's also, I think Schrodinger said that if you are not shocked by the findings of quantum physics, you have not understood them.
And
I love that.
We talked to a quantum physicist just a few days ago out at McDonald Observatory, and he said nobody understands. Even the physicists don't understand. So the way I look at it is, hey, man, I'm just as far along on it as they are. You know. I mean, what's in a quantum anyway? You know.
Yeah. So we always talk about quantum physics at the Mucky Duck. Seems like an appropriate venue, doesn't it? Okay, so this is, I got my introduction to this song that I'm about to make. I stole it from Townes Van Sant. He used to, when he would do Pancho and Lefty, he introduced it as the medley of his greatest hit. So this is my own medley of my greatest hit. Do you start it? Did you ever see Dallas from a DC 9 at night? Well, Dallas is a jewel, oh yeah, Dallas is a beautiful sight. And Dallas is a jungle, but Dallas gives a beautiful light. Did you ever see Dallas from a DC 9 at night?
Dallas is a woman who will walk on you when you're down. But when you're up, she's the kind you want to take around. But Dallas ain't a woman to help you get your feet on the ground. Yeah, Dallas is a woman who will walk on you when you're down.
Well, I came into Dallas with the bright lights on my mind. But I came into Dallas with $1 and a dime. Well, Dallas is a rich man with a death wish in his eyes, a steel and concrete soul and a warm-hearted love disguised. A rich man who tends to believe in his own eyes. Yeah, Dallas is a rich man with a death wish in his eyes. Well, I came into Dallas with the bright lights on my mind. But I came into Dallas with $1 and a dime. Brand new arrangements every time.
Well, it may be redundant to say a windy day in Lubbock, but it was indeed a redundant day. in Lubbock. First time I heard Jimmie sing that song, I made him play it again. So that's where I learned about redundancy. He got all the words right both times, and he'd just written it. It's amazing. Yeah, it became one of the instant favorite of everybody who heard it, man.
What's on the list?
This is list. Me and Joe Ely and Jimmie Dale were out in Terlingua at one point, and we were going to try to write some songs, and we wound up writing about the border condition, and which was really, the border was fine, doing just fine. It's some of the people that don't live on the border were having problems with the border. Now, go figure, you know. Which brings up quantum physics again. No, yeah. But that we'll save that for later.
Well, you know, it used to be. I used to always. I didn't put it in terms of quantum physics. I just had this. I had this whole thesis that nobody should have any opinions. It's that's my opinion. I started thinking. One time I got in trouble here in this place for having an opinion, and I won't talk about what it was, because half the people might agree with the opinion and half of the people might not. And so it occurred to me tonight that we should make a disclaimer at the beginning, like, if there's anybody here that gets mad at people for having the wrong opinion, you should just leave.
Yeah,
is there anybody here like that?
Or you could also just put yourselves in their shoes.
Yeah.
You know? And then who are you going to argue with? But that gets into quantum physics again real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Schrodinger's opinion, I think. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if cats have opinions. They seem to have likes and dislikes. Is that the same thing as an opinion? I don't know. They do. See, now that's the thing. Actually, the only opinions I have, and I make this a rule, they're the correct ones. I think it's really dumb to have a wrong opinion. It's just, nobody should do that. And I just never do. Anyway, so. What are we doing?
That's what it is called, a non sequitur into the next song. Walking the line between pleasure and pain, biding my time between loss and gain. I've run out of roads, I've traveled them all. Down at the border by the one-sided wall. Down at the border, facing that wall, racking my brain for the cause of it all. No one to point to and no one to blame. I can't be the only one there in this game. Borderless love, land of the free. Borderless love, how far can you see? Borderless love, there's no border at all in a borderless love. There's no need for a wall. When I feel what I feel, when I see what I see, why do my heart and my head disagree? A one-sided wall, is it all in the mind? And who can tell more than one side of a time? A wall is a mirror that can only reveal one side of a story that passes for real. But break it all down, it all becomes clear. It's the fearless who love and the loveless who fear. Borderless love, the land of the free. Borderless love, how far can you see? Borderless love, there's no fear at all in a borderless love. There's no need
walls of thunder, skies of blue. Borderless love, borderless love, borderless love. Yeah, borderless love. Thank you
I
so much.
forgot how to play it.
And now they're in Argentina. They already. That's a quick ride. Ezekiel.
Jonathan?
Ezekiel. How do you say Ezekiel? Adara. Request Chase the Wind.
Wow.
Can you do that?
Maybe I can't. Maybe I should try it because I haven't in 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean,
I'll try it.
Yeah.
All I can do is mess it up, right? That's the worst I can. That's the worst I can do. Is mess up my own song. Well, I don't know. I mean, magical. What if you accidentally did a magical incantation that caused, something strange to happen?
so it's worth it just to go around, even walking down the street doing magical incantations because
No telling what might pop
be
up.
the one.
Wow.
Of course, you could get thrown in jail doing that too.
In fact, I think there's a guy out on our street. We live out in the country. Janet and I live outside of Spicewood on Tyx Trail, spelled Tyx. And there's one house out there with some strange people in it. And there's a guy. There's a guy we see walking up and down the street, and I think he's doing magical incantations. He's got the gestures to go with it. I hadn't thought of that before. He may be performing a service that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
You got to keep an open mind about everything. Okay. I don't know why it is. I don't know why. It's for some reason it's the Mucky Duck, and for some reason I feel like empowered to just say anything. It's weird.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Go.
Maybe it's the wave of the future. Oh. Boy, this is odd. Okay, I like this song. I just don't know it anymore. Let's see. When he first knew his beauty, he brought no flowers, and she never asked him why. Although she shared his love of duty, he chased the wind in search of glory. She went beside him till he tried to reach the sky. Then she would wait to hear his story, and love was all that stayed between them. Music always played between them. Holy gifts were laid between them, but they could not see them for each other. Lovers for a sister and a brother. And then at last they found the real one.
When she grew tired, he held her hand and made her strong. When a treasure is yours, no need to steal one. And now the children are growing. She sometimes understands the past can't last as long. The journey is worth the price of gold, and love will always stay around them. Music always play around them, and the gifts that lay around them, tokens of the lover and the friend, telling them that they had caught the wind. Telling them that they have caught the wind. Wow, it was a magical incantation. I remembered everything but one line in that song. It's a miracle.
That was great. Wow, good job. So this is, I think this is. Well, there's the sky, here's the earth. This is the road for all it's worth. It's a ribbon, it's a river, it's a wave. It's an arrow and it's a snake. It's asleep and it's awake, and it stretches from the cradle to the grave. Thank God for the road and the hubcaps and the headlights and the mud flaps and the tail lights and the dim lights and the bright lights. Thank God for the road and all the miles that come between us, the little rains that come to clean us, the guardian angels who have seen us. Thank God for the road, no matter what it takes to drive it. Life and death can seem so private, still you think you will survive it. Thank God for the Yeah, there's the sky, and here's the earth. This is the road for all it's worth. It's a ribbon, it's a river, and it's a wave. It's an arrow and it's a snake. It's asleep and it's awake, and it stretches from the cradle to the grave. the stars that shine above it. No matter what you once thought of it, you always knew you would love it. Thank God for the road, all the curves you can die on, the hard nerves you rely on, the fast curves you can die on. Thank God for the road and those old telephone poles, a cup of coffee and a sweet roll. When you're trying to save your own soul, thank God for the road. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Whoa.
There's too much paperwork up here. Golly.
But there's another request there
Okay.
that's not on the list, and I can do it anyway, despite it's not being on the list. Just because of the mood I'm in, I know there's more to the weather than the western wind, and I feel like I'm gonna feel like a willow tree that's got some branches to bend. Well, I give you all of my time, but you know I got nothing of the kind, and I take all your troubles I can find. But I know you say you got nothing of the kind. Well, I was told just to come on in, but I didn't know exactly why or exactly when, so I just stood inside your door, and I waited there a while, and then I waited there some more. Well, I give you all of my time, but you know I got nothing of the kind, and I take all troubles I can find. But I know you say you got nothing of the kind. Well, darling, I've seen you cry, but there's more to
to your tears than meets the eye. And if you'd only look, I know you'd find that there's more to your tears than there'll ever be to mine. Oh, that was for Wilson and Joy, wherever they are. I don't, oh. Hey, you know, that would help me.
You know, water, yeah,
Water,
water.
water.
In the correct quantities, water is always good.
Should we talk any about how important water is? Or should we just continue to take it for granted all the time? It's lots easier. I think that's on a different list.
Let's see.
Where's that list?
There's some of the list. Oh, yeah.
I have all my old records all tangled. You know what? We were trying to order my old records, and you can't. They don't exist anywhere anymore. They don't. Well, I mean, big boxes full of them. Oh boy! Perfect. Thank you.
Wow, thank
Yes.
you. Cheers.
Wow. I'm for sure not taking it for granted at this
Got a
moment.
straw, too. Happy birthday, Jimmie.
Thank you.
You ought to have birthdays more often. Hey, does anybody experience the same thing with Facebook, where it announces your friends that have birthdays, and you swear it did the same thing to the same people like 3 months before? I think they're up to something. I know I've seen some friends have like 3 or 4 birthdays a year because of Facebook. Now, it could be reruns, memories, What a joke, Everything is named wrongly on Facebook, especially Facebook.
One time I told my friend Phil that. Do you ever notice that Facebook is neither a face nor a book? He said that conjured the most horrible image in his mind of a book with a face mangled on it. Yeah. We have a really wonderful long list, and we don't know where it is or what.
Found it.
Oh, he found it. Butch found it.
Set 1 was on the bottom of the pile. Wow.
Maybe we accidentally did set 2.
We might have.
It could be the other, and
I think we did.
no way to tell.
But, yeah. What difference does it make? Yeah. Okay, well,
We don't know what to play without the list.
We don't know what not to play either. Okay, let's do it.
Apparently, I don't know what not to say
Okay.
in public.
What
I have to tell you the story now that I remembered part of it. I made a disparaging comment about our president, who was George Bush at the time, somebody here in the audience, in this very place, this is where it happened. In the break, he came up to me outside. He had my CD, and he said, "I was going to have you sign this, but I just want to give it back to you."
And Robbie Jerso was my partner, my playing partner, and Robbie said, I told Robbie that, and he said, "Great, you can sell it again." and another guy, so I was telling, but it really hurt my feelings, and I guess it hurt his feelings that I disapproved of his president, my president. I guess it hurt that guy's feelings, and anyway, so I told that story, and somebody else in the audience who maybe is here now, because this happens real often. I've told this story many times here because it became part of my mind. That he said, I told that story, and and how it bothered me to have somebody not like my CD anymore, and this guy said, "Well, why does that guy give a rat's ass what you think?" Yeah. I think that all the time looking at Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Why does this person care enough to write something to this other person, and why did they care enough to write the thing? It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird? Isn't it? Isn't there something amiss somewhere? Okay. What are we doing, Butch? You were looking at the list.
Let's do a happy little tune.
All right. For a change, huh?
As far as I know, this one is non-political. Although it could be construed by some people, I think, to be political. This is it's more of a kid's song, kind of, but I'll just, you can, are welcome to form your own opinion about it. Or not. You don't have to have an opinion about it.
Yeah, you'll be disobeying my guideline if you do.
Well, okay. Well, everybody dancing on a Saturday night. Mama and Papa got it down so tight. They do a slow dance, they do a fast one too. Papa does a monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. Yeah, Mama and Papa practice everything they preach. Took little baby sister down to the beach. I took a whole family on down to the zoo. Where Papa does a monkey and Mama does a kangaroo. Oh yeah, Papa does a monkey, Mama does too. But when Papa does a monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. Papa does a monkey, Mama does too. But when Papa does a monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. You want to do the monkey, don't be a chump. Get a little running start and jump, jump, and keep it jumping till the music's through. That'll be the monkey. What will be the kangaroo? I'll tell you. So you want to do the kangaroo, get a little, no, that's when you don't be a chump. I'll tell you, here's what happened with the monkey. So you get your monkeys and your kangaroos and your possums and all mixed up, and so we'll go back to the monkey and get it straight this time. You want to do the monkey? What do you do if you want to do the monkey? Oh. If you want to do the monkey, go out on a limb and tickle your ribs till your eyes grow dim. That'll be the monkey. And it'll feel good too. Papa does a monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. All right, here we go. Yeah, when Pop, no. You want to do the kangaroo, don't be a chump. Get a little running start and jump and keep it jumping. Jump and keep it jumping. Jump and keep it jumping. That'll be the jump. Kangaroo. Man, look, this is worse than splitting a slide. Papa does a kangaroo. Yeah, let's straighten out. Papa does a monkey. Mama does too. But when when Papa does a monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. Oh, Papa does a monkey, Mama does too. But when Papa does a monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. I saw the rhino wreaking havoc on the floor. He danced with everybody, everybody wanted more. I saw the giraffe drinking a long neck brew. I saw Papa do the monkey, Mama do the kangaroo. Papa does the monkey, Mama does too. But when Papa does the monkey, Mama does the kangaroo. When Papa does the monkey, Mama does the... Oh, when Papa does the monkey, Mama... Oh, when Papa does the monkey, Mama does a kangaroo. And you can make it up as you go, too. You know. The first time I sang that was my son was about 3 or 4 years old, or less at that time, and he and his two sisters got out and started imitating the monkey dance and imitating the kangaroo dance. They were great. And so let's do this again and everybody dance, okay? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to no opinion about or doing it. Okay, Jimmie, what you got?
I know. Actually, I had a request from Michael that I want to do. Michael from New Zealand, from Auckland. When you have friends from that far that will take the trouble to come visit you. And this actually probably is my best song, and it was written by Butch. Thirst is not the answer. Oceans come and go. I loved her 7 seas worth. Lord, I loved her so. She let me down so easy, one slow drop at a time. I would have killed myself, but it made no sense committing suicide in self-defense. But I lost everything I brought her when she said, babe, you're just a wave, you're not the water. Centuries ago we were living on the Gold Coast. She was still in love with a long gone cold ghost. I was only trying to turn back the tide of her tears. I felt like an endless ocean rolling through the fog, full emotion drifting like a weather-beaten log. I even thought that I outthought her, till she said, babe, you're just a wave, you're not the water. I said, someday we'll love again, then you'll know the score. I've taught you everything I know, and maybe even more. That's true, she said, more than you ever will. I said, I've been a raging river, precious African queen. I've shown you everything that I've ever seen, but she knew more than I had taught her when she said, babe,
You're just a wave, you're not the water. Well, I followed her far and wide with all of my will. Water on the move, you know, it never stands still, and I moved every muscle just to prove it can be done. Then up some old sad river where snow white lilies float, I came to her for mercy, but I hardly rocked the boat. She seemed surprised that I'd caught her, but she said, babe, you're just a wave, you're not the water. She said, babe, you're just a wave, you're not the water. I think I got that right, did I, Michael? Was that the one?
We should do. What are you gonna do? We about to end up here.
Yeah, golly, we're getting close to the last. I can't believe it. Wow. Well. Hey, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here at all. A live audience. Real music. Well, at least sort of real music.
And somebody said from this day forward, this should be called the Jimmie de Mayo. Day, yeah. We've just had this. It'll be easy to remember because it's always right after Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have a finale?
Well, what would be good? Let's do. I don't know, some kind of.
That would
be pretty fitting.
You decide.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So this is. Except you should start it on the guitar because it's alive. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. I've been doing things I thought I'd never do. Been getting into trouble without ever meaning to. I know sooner settle down than I'm right back up again. I feel just like a leaf out in the wind. 'Cause my mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out a walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own.
I seem to forget half the things I start. I try to build a house and then I tear the place apart. I freeze myself in fire and I burn myself on ice. I can't count to one without thinking twice. 'Cause my mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out a walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. I tell myself to do the things I should, and then I get to thinking that them things ain't any good. I tell myself the truth, but I know I'm lying like a snake. You can't walk on water at the bottom of a lake. My mind's got a mind of its own. Takes me out a walking when I'd rather stay at home. Takes me out to parties when I'd rather be alone. Lord, my mind's got a mind of its own. My mind's got a mind of its own. Butch Hancock here.
Jimmie Dale Gilmore. Man, thank
The
y'all.
Mucky Duck.
Thank y'all.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying.
Yeah. We appreciate it. Let's do, what should we do? Huh? We could do something like we're stumped.